Hello, good evening. It is the club call. It's Wednesday, the 2nd of October. Third time I've told you the date today. It's good, isn't it?
You're keeping me well informed.
Just keeping you informed, Jack, so you don't go, oh, what? The 10th of October? How do we get here? And I said, well, Jack, I've told you every day. We've been counting up to it.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, the 2nd of October.
There you go. There you go. Cracker Jack time. We are live. We've had a good day today. We've had a good day. just that game of Toffee Tenables then was incredible. Strong performance, or was it? Premier members will get to find out. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Juan Figueroa, who says good evening.
Didn't he used to play for Wigan?
I'd have him. That was Maynor Figueroa. But I'd have Juan Figueroa because he sounds like he could be a real contender for the left-back spot with Michalenko.
Sounds pacey.
Pacey, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Give and go merchant,
yeah.
I think.
If he's anything like his brother who played for Wigan as well, he's got a decent strike on him.
Good left foot on him. There you go. Dodge says up the Dwight McBean toffees.
Dwight McBean?
Don't know. Don't know.
I'd needs a little bit more work, that one.
Yeah, just slightly. Slightly.
You know, you've got Dwight McDonald's right there.
No.
That's
no.
Works more than McBean.
No, doesn't.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Eugene says smash the like button. Eugene is the man. And he is correct. Well, you don't have to. We've said this before. You don't need to smash the like button. Just gently tap it, caress it, press it, moderately press it if you want to. Make sure you subscribe though. Heading towards that 90,000. We'll be hitting that very soon, and then the official road to 100k begins. The countdown to 100,000, which is very exciting, of course, for us here as we continue to grow.
Well, what are we going to do for the 100k special? We're going to give Ned another tattoo.
Him and Ped are getting matching tattoos, apparently.
That'd be a good 100k special.
That's so the story goes. Don't know, they haven't told me what the design is yet. Don't know whether it'll be Toffee TV related. Who knows?
I think it should be something that has absolutely nothing to do with Everton or Toffee TV. And it should be something that like only one of them has an interest in. So the other one's got like something.
Really?
Yeah. Or like they both get two tattoos. One that like they like and one that the other one likes. So like Ned gets like a guitar.
Ted doesn't look convinced.
We want to be excited by 100,000. I don't want to be sat there going, I hope we never hit 100,000 because I have to get a penis on my face or something.
No, I mean I don't know why you went there. No one was saying that. It wasn't a suggestion.
So
and if that was one of your ones where it's a tattoo I like and one the other person likes, then the pair of you are worrying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know who you're in.
And I'm looking at Ped, and Ped, it's not a suggestion I think Ped would have ever made.
And
therefore,
you came out with it.
Everything comes back to you, Ned.
Well,
that is weird.
I don't want a tattoo of like Loki on me or something.
Yeah, let's just
move on.
Let's very much move on. Richo says, evening, Baz and Jack. Good evening, Richo. Emma says a Prem night, maybe. Emma, we will sort a Prem night out. I promise you we will. We will. You even said last time, I know you were unsure whether you were going to go. And I'll be honest, Emma, when you said that, that's when I sort of lost interest in putting it on. You sort of felt like you weren't committed. So I thought, well, I'm going to show the same commitment as Emma.
Yeah, it'd be difficult with like obviously having music on as well, because all of us, we'd quite like having, you know, a bit of Taylor Swift on the speakers, and that maybe Ned does a rendition, but Emma is very much against Taylor Swift. Very much against
Emma's
it.
very much the opposite of a Swiftie.
We'd have to consult her on, you know, acceptable music choices for the night.
We'll probably find I won't be singing again, will I? We've done that before.
Everyone loved it though.
What did he think?
You did a few bits, didn't you? And then you did.
Oh, it was when you took the lad's guitar off him and broke it, wasn't it?
What?
When you took the lad's guitar off him and broke it.
My guitar?
Wasn't your guitar?
But you broke it.
No, it's my guitar.
Wasn't your guitar?
Wait, of course it was my guitar.
Wasn't your guitar?
Whose guitar was it?
At John's thing.
That wasn't a Premier night, was it?
Still at John's do.
You're talking about...
Did he or did he not take the guitar off one of the artists and broke a string? Tuned it and broke it.
No,
you know you did.
Yeah,
you
but
did.
We're talking about Premier night.
You did.
He's in the Premier night stuff.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move
on. Remember that time when you when you crap yourself in the car?
Emma, you've got to come.
Nothing to do with it.
You've got to come to a Prem night when we put it on. So you've got to. Nick says up the Sprite McNeil's. You're having that
see that was one of our Everton beverages on deadline day, weren't it? And that was arguably the best one of the night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fair play. Sophie, no, I'm not concerned by the Leadenhall stuff in the slightest, Soph. I think it's a lot of noise about nothing. It's people who are realising that their little moments in the sun is going to be made redundant very soon. They're not going to have an easy clickbait thing, so they're looking for anything to get their hands on to try to prolong it. That's all it is. Dave Pugh says, good morning from Wisconsin. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, we're doing good. Says Deitch wouldn't pick Juan Figueroa because he doesn't have Premier League experience. It's a good point. Makes a good point.
Yeah.
Makes a good point.
I mean, to be fair though, Juan Figueroa as a footballer is completely imaginary. So, like, in our world, he could have played for.
He was never in my world. He was never playing in the Prem. He was just coming over. He was an unknown quantity.
Been bought from Rayo Vallecano or something. He's a bit flashy. Yeah, he wouldn't play him. No.
He wouldn't be getting played. Guess who? If you want to finger the like button, that's up to you, my friend. Yeah. James Graham buttered the like button. So fair.
See, buttering it, I can get behind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, wouldn't that just wreck your keyboard essentially, though?
Spreading a thin layer of butter across the like button, not too much, not too little.
Buttering? No, buttered, as in head buttered. Not.
Oh, I thought you said buttering.
Are you hungry? You're imagining a laptop with bread or butter on it?
You can't head butter. No, you'll hit your head. You'll get up and you'll have all keys from your keyboard stuck to your head. Be like, where's my K key gone? And it's stuck on your forehead.
United We Improve, who is a YouTube member, says, hello, Toffies. How is everyone? Chris Byrne, another YouTube member, says, I'm not overly confident for the game this weekend. Hopefully the manager and the team prove me wrong. It's going to be a difficult game. We beat them last year. They've got a few players out again at the weekend. They've picked up points, Newcastle. A points total is better than what their performances have been. I think even some Newcastle fans who watch more than a game and comment on there have agreed with they've not played as well as they can, and they've got a good point to turn from it. It'll be a tough game no matter what, and hopefully Everton can come out the other side. Come out the other side of it with a positive result.
Isak missing, if he is a big one for us. He's gave us some trouble in the past, hasn't he? And he's a great player. But yeah, we're just going to have to.
Well, he's not in he's been left out of the Sweden squad.
Yeah.
Injury, so he's
most likely to be out. Yeah. Obviously, that makes Gordon the big one, then, doesn't it? There is the potential for him to even play through the middle, maybe if they are lacking a few strikers. So that's the big one. But look, we know his game, we know what he's about, so we know what it takes to keep him quiet.
Yeah, be a tough one. Listen, it's that good, isn't it? It's up to us. We just won the last one. We've got to go for it. We're entering Newcastle's tough, but obviously we've got the break. Then after that, we've got 3 or 4 games where there's some points to get us away from any danger.
And listen, they're a good side, but we shouldn't be afraid of them. Like you say, last time we played them, it could have we beat them. We were outlaying them off the park.
I mean, we've beat them 2 out the last 3 seasons. They sandwiched with a 4-1 home defeat in between. But we have beat them 2 out the last 3, so we'll see where we go. This is Azero says he's interested to hear your thoughts. It means us, but I'm going to ask you. On Kevin Thelwell and the job he's done under difficult circumstances. Azero says, I think he's identified the right kind of player. Obviously, Beto has been a stinker.
I do sympathise a lot with Kevin Thelwell, especially this season. Slightly different because, he did manage to bring a couple of players in, but if you go back over the last couple of seasons, it's largely been buying players who were available rather than going to get the player he wants. And if you listen to him, his style is very much, building relationships with players, speaking them, going for players who want to come to Everton. So he's not been able to do what he wants to do, essentially, so I do sympathise with him. I think at times he's got too stuck on certain targets, though, and I think that's cost us. I like a lot of the players we've brought in under Kevin Thelwell. I think we've made a lot of good signings. I don't know how under his entire tenureship at Everton we haven't signed a right winger, though. That for me is a big one. I think in the past I could excuse it because, again, you're limited to who's willing to sell to you, and when you're not paying up front and you're going to pay over 5 years with a very low down payment. a couple of summers in a row where you've not addressed the right winger problem, and quite a few deadline days in a row where you've gone like, come on, hopefully we'll sign that right winger today, and we've still not got it done. That for me is a problem.
It's the pace thing for me. He has done some. There have been some good targets. We know that with a bit more money, there was other targets he would have been able to get over the line. He were good. We'll see. We'll see where we go, won't we? The pace thing does worry me because it should be a prerequisite of everything we go after, and you should, because you miss out on someone in June, shouldn't really mean that by 30th of August, which it was this year, you haven't identified someone to do that job. That's one I do struggle to sort of quantify really. Not even struggle. I'm not at ease with that answer to that at all. But there have been other good players where I look and go, you know what, he is a good player. Timothy looks like a good prospect. So it's one of them, isn't it? It's been a difficult time, but it's up to him now to prove that he can stay and do the job as we move into better times, hopefully.
It's impossible to assess fully because he's not had money. So we don't know what things might have been like under different circumstances. But you can only assess the job that he's done, and there's been some good signings, but also some puzzling things, like not signing a winger, like not addressing the lack of pace in the squad, like targeting certain players all summer, not being able to get them, and then not going after someone similar at the end. We aren't a football club who are
talking
in a
about
position.
Wilfred Nonso, aren't you?
Yeah. But some football clubs, if they've got one of the best players in every position, they almost can wait for the right player to become available. They can go, well, look, it's not about getting a player, it's about getting this specific player. He's not available this summer, so we'll wait till next year. Yeah. Some clubs can do that, and say, yeah, that's fair enough. You don't need to spend money for the sake of spending it. Everton Football Club aren't in that situation, so it's puzzling as to why we've waited on some.
Definitely. Even to Gary Ward. Tom Dobbo says, going on, guys. Don't know what that means, but he does say, rather, my hoodie came today, and I love it. Is right, Tom. Nice one, mate. Glad you are happy. Matt Gibson says, good evening to all. Hoping to be Dyche free sooner rather than later. And not so much a good evening to those who don't want to be Dyche free. Okay, Matt. I mean, you've set a division there. That's up to you, my friend. There you go. Tommy, who's a Forest fan, says he always hits the like button. Nice one, Tom. And says a win for the Toffees this weekend. It'd be lovely. It would be lovely. Got a chance, obviously. But we'll see. Alex says, hey guys, can you explain how Freakin converting the loans into equity would help us on PSR, or are they unrelated? I'll be honest with you. John Blaine is probably the best man to answer this question. But... well, just from an absolute basic point, it reducing the debt immediately, isn't it? You've got a debt of, right now, Everton owe the Freakins around 170 million, say. The Freakins get full control of Everton Football Club, that 170 million disappears. It's in equity to them, but it's not a debt on Everton Football Club anymore. And if they do that with a couple of the other, which they are doing with RMF and obviously the ACAP stuff, 777 stuff. If they do that, which they are, it's part of their agreement, then that means that the interest on those payments is taken away, and it's quite a substantial amount of money that would really turn Everton into a profitable sort of business. Certainly where PSR is concerned, you're not having to fork out anywhere between 30 and 50 million in interest, say, a year. Then that 30 to 50 million can be put to a hell of a lot of good use elsewhere. Players, down payments for players and all of that stuff. When you factor that in, moving into the new stadium next season where gate receipts are going to go from under 20 million to around 50, then you could be looking at Everton being far more profitable to the tune of 70, 80 million each season from next year than they are now. Obviously, you've got to improve sponsorships, name and rights have got to come into it, extra things like that. We'll still have to, it doesn't mean we're going to be sort of Chelsea money where we can just spend whatever we want. But what it does do is if we have a plan and we start identifying players younger and a bit some cheaper models, it means you can make a couple of gambles on players where you're like, if he comes the way we think he's going to become, we can get him for 5 million and in a year he'll be worth 25. You can take sort of those kind of gambles where just right now, I think the way Everton have operated is that almost every penny's gone to the first team right now. So they haven't really, even though I think we should have done on a couple of occasions, they haven't, for one reason or another, took a gamble on a player who's got huge potential for a low risk down payment, because they've basically just thought we haven't got the money to waste it if it goes wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, just back on the PSR thing as well, with the loan being turned to equity, it's also a case of positive trends as well. You'll be seeing with our points deduction appeal last year. One of the arguments we used was that we were on a positive trend in terms of net losses. They'd gone down year on year. I suppose we should also make a similar argument if we were in a situation where we did fail PSR, which hopefully we won't, but for argument's sake, if we did, we could use the argument that debt has been reduced from the previous year as well, because it's no longer debt, it's been turned into equity.
Yeah, we won't have an issue with PSR.
Well, no, but, it's part of it,
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah. No, well, we're still 45 million from a PSR perspective, plus from even just if you're looking at player sales like that. So there you go. Right, we've got our first caller of the evening. It is Brian. Brian, are you there? And what do you want to say?
I'm here. Firstly, I keep hearing this new terminology now, YouTube members.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why you'd be a YouTube member. Why not just become a premium member for £3 a month? It's beyond me.
Well, Brian, you're a top man and you are very much a advocate of our Premier membership. So thank you very much for that. Listen, each to their own, but thank you very much for being a Premier member, Brian. So off the back of that...
Well, let's put it this way. Those who know.
Fair play. Fair play, Brian.
There's a reason why people are Premier members and not just YouTube members. Anyway.
Yeah. Go on, mate.
All right. First thing.
Yeah.
Alan Myers. Now, I know you, on the channel, we're very big advocates of this man.
Yeah.
And if you were to take charge, he would be probably your first appointment.
Yeah.
So my question is,
yeah,
if we remove the answer as soon as possible, what was your one question to Alan B now?
Would you fancy going back to Everton and sorting it out?
How soon can you start is not an option.
Yeah, exactly. I think, to be honest, Bri, the reason why I'm certainly an advocate of Alan going back into Everton as, I don't know, whatever name you want to give it, communications director, chief engagement officer, whatever sort of term. I know John Blaine likes the chief engagement officer tag. I think Alan has got a unique sort of skill set, whereas he's hugely experienced in the media. He's working for the biggest media company in the UK, certainly, and big company within the world in Sky. He's been a director of a football club in the past, the Blackburn Rovers.
Yes, it's a brilliant interview you did with him, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes through all the stuff there. Being a director at Blackburn. He's an Evertonian. He's also done the job at Everton before. For some reason, and I don't know why he does it, but he still tries to do sort of a bit of that job on behalf of Everton on Twitter. I wouldn't have the patience, because Everton don't pay him. He doesn't get employed by Everton Football Club, but I think he should. And I just remember back to when he did it last time, when Roberto was here, and that first year of Martinez, the club felt all going in the same direction. He's not going to please all the people.
Unified is the word I think you're looking for.
Yeah, and that's what it was, Brian. It felt like we could achieve anything that year, even though, we didn't have a lot of money or whatever. We got players on loan, as the song goes, and Martinez was fully on board, and Alan was key in all of the communication, making people feel better. And I just look around and think he could go back in and really drag Everton into the next sort of... we're looking at a whole reset of a football club here. We're looking at new owners.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, but
You know,
what was the first thing you'd ask him then?
When can he start?
Well, I said
I'm
that's
being
not an option as an answer.
I'm being serious. It's like...
No, I know, but that's what I said. Remove that as an option for an answer. What would it be?
Okay. Yeah. So my first thing would be, how do you get the football club to engage better with the fan base then?
Okay.
It's about delivering on both sides. It's about explaining, for me anyway, Jack will come in now, but for me, it's about explaining to the football club that the fans are not the enemy here. The fans are the best asset. So how do you best use them? And it's about being able to explain to the fans what the direction of the football club is. That's how I see it. Jack, what would you hope if it was Alan or someone in a similar sort of job as Alan? What would you think they'd need to sort?
Assuming I could get the answer, I'd ask him, how serious are these? Do these know what it'll take? Yeah.
Okay.
Do these know what it'll take to get this football club where fans expect it to be? Do these know where the fans expect the football club to be within reason? Obviously, and are they serious about it? Are they serious about it, or are they treating the football club as an investment that they want to make profit on long term? We've heard good news about.
I think everyone buying it wants that, regardless.
Well,
of
no, of course, but there's a difference, isn't there, between someone buying it purely to make money on it versus someone who believes in the football club, who's passionate about the football club. I understand. No one's buying the football club to go, I'm going to put every single penny I own into this football club. I don't care what it does to my personal wealth. As long as this football club's successful, I don't care. I understand you're not going to get that. But there's clearly a middle ground, isn't there? And that's what the clubs with the best owners have. They have people who are passionate about the football club. And that's what I'd like to know for certain. We've heard good news and good rumours around all that stuff anyway, especially when you look at what they've done at Roma. They've been passionate at Roma. They've tried to invest heavily into Roma and get stuff off the ground there. But I think it'd be nice to know, and it'd be reassuring to know for the fan base if we had confirmation that these lot are passionate about the club and do care about the football club. And understand the fan base as well, because I think that's a massive part of it. And that's
come off it. Understand the fan base. Are you serious? This is Everton we're talking about.
So go on, Bri, what would yours be then?
I haven't worked it out yet. How soon can you start is the obvious answer.
But fair enough. Because this affects, you bring a group
basically reading. Wait a minute, I'll answer your question now.
Go on.
We're reading off the same page here.
Yeah.
You and I, Baz. And then we went into what Jack was saying about how serious they were, because we know how they've been. There's a history we can go into with Roma.
Yeah.
We can speculate what the kind of plans they have for Roma and down the line, if they're going to stay there or not, depending how things develop with the Premier League and Everton's new arena. So that's what I'm basically reading off the same page as both of you, and it's which is sort of comforting, if not worrying. But then, of course, we have if you turn to Saturday's game, I myself am coming over, and I'm going to be ably assisted by 125 of our Swedish supporters club members.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to sit together. We're going to be spread out around the ground. Yeah. Because Newcastle take their allocation, whereas previous game like Brentford and Palace, we've been able to sit together and sing our little jitty, but we're not going to be able to do that this week. However, there's 125 of us. Now, another thing which is quite interesting is that despite everything that Everton have been going through in the last few years, primarily off the pitch, the membership has increased to over 700. And it's not exactly we've been impressing every week on the pitch. No. And there's so much going on off the pitch, but the membership numbers are increasing. And now I'm not saying there's more babies being added to this crew or not, but anyway, the thing is that the membership numbers are increasing, and they're with valid supporters. And then, of course, there's a lot who are not members of the official club, but are still supporters, which I find quite fascinating. Why would people do this? I mean, there's so many other clubs that could be supported for better reasons, such as success and calmness and that kind of thing, efficiency-run club. But no, we're going up in numbers. We're fighting the fight, and we're increasing our numbers. It's quite amazing. I'm convinced. Yeah, I'm convinced that we're all drama queens because Evertonians love the drama. Without the drama, it would not be the same.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be nice for it to have less drama and more success, but
that'd be like taking the theme tune out of Emmerdale.
Oh, but success is drama, you see. Success is drama.
Yeah. Just a nicer drama than worry.
Imagine being Crystal Palace, for example, finishing 12th of the year. You don't even get relegated, do you? There's nothing.
Don't even flirt with danger
with danger.
No. It's a very good fan base, but at home anyway. Not that many go away, but they're at home. They're very loud. They got that bloody drum. But hey ho.
Backhanded compliments. Yeah.
Anyway, what also makes me very happy is that we're not going to see our Swedish striker playing, thankfully. That Mr. Isak is injured.
Yeah, not in, is he? So left out.
And he won't be able to stitch up Michael Keane on the touchline.
Yeah, true. That is correct.
Well,
right, I just want to ask you about Västerås. Isn't that your local team?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not having a great season, my mate, are they?
Nope. No. This is quite well put. It was quite funny, really, because Everton were bottom of the league. Västerås were bottom of the league, and my son's team, who had an awful start to the season, were also bottom of the league. So I'm thinking, what am I doing with football?
Yeah, you're in the wrong game.
However, both Everton and my son's team have climbed up the table.
Good. Västerås need some wins very quickly if they're to do the same.
Well, there's a lot going on about the club. There are things such as finances, selling players, and that kind of thing to balance books. So,
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's them.
Yeah, fair enough. So, right, enjoy Saturday. You and your mad lot who are coming over from Sweden.
Excuse me. And I used to have this barney with my mother. Really coming over and said, enjoy the game. I just look at her and just say to Mother, I'm an Evertonian. We do not enjoy the game.
We might enjoy Saturday. Come on. Let's be positive.
We're going to enjoy the victory.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But getting there, the drama.
Well, yeah. Listen, just enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
Enjoy all of it with your Swedish mates. It's all good.
Yes,
and keep fighting the fight, Bri.
We will. Up and at them.
That's right. Take it easy.
Nice one, Bri.
Cheers, Bri. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See you, mate. Ta-ra. Brian, they're coming over with 125, did he say?
Yeah.
Tremendous effort.
Swedish
supporters. Tremendous effort. Everton FC 156 just become a YouTube member. Good evening. Thank you very much, mate. Good to have you. Darren says, what's your thoughts of trying Dixon as a right winger like we did with Seamus?
He's got the pace to play there, hasn't he? But I think he's only just learning right back at this level, isn't he? I'd be cautious about moving him around too much because he's only just learning the right back role at this level, isn't he? So you don't want to... And we've seen this before with young players. If they've came in and performed too many roles within a short space of time, when they break into the team, they end up mastering none of them, and that hurts the development long term. He's an option, but I wouldn't be looking at it as a serious choice.
Yeah, fair dues. We've got Ben. He's our next caller. Good evening, Ben. What do you want to say?
All right, lads. How's it going?
All good, thanks, mate.
Yeah, good. Just a quick one, really. We got obviously the game on the weekend, and I know you guys are quite good advocates for Mr. Calvert-Lewin. Now, I personally don't see the same sort of view as you guys, unfortunately. So my question really is that I was at the Leicester game, And obviously, Dom offers great physicality, probably the best in the league, but he can't hit a barn door, right? So like, I know we've got Beto, but should we be looking to sort of develop our players that actually want to stay at the club rather than someone who's going to sort of kindly sort of leave at the end of the season? What are your thoughts?
I agree with what you're saying, Ben. You're right. I think it is short-term thinking persistent with Dom while he is going to be out of contract at the end of the season. But you've also got to look at what's available. Next striker, the only other striker who's currently available is Beto. And to be honest, if it was my decision, he probably would have been off in the summer anyway. To be honest, certainly gone next summer. So I think outside of that, you're looking at Breuer, who's out injured, and Chimiti, who is a long-term option, who is one I'd like to see get a lot of game time this summer, this season, also injured. So I think once you get them back into contention, I think there certainly is an argument for taking Dom out the team. But for me, while it's a choice between Dom and Beto, it's Dom for me, unfortunately. I just don't think Beto has got that level of refinement that Dom does. I think he leads the line far less effectively. He's got his uses, because he's got his physicality and he's got his speed. And we've seen against Newcastle last season at home, didn't we? Mm-hmm. He can have moments, but it's too much of a lottery what you're going to get from Beto, because he's just not as refined as Dom is. I think Dom, yes, he can have good games and bad games, but you know what you can try and attempt to do with him on the pitch. You know what he's capable of, and you know generally what he'll give you. With Beto, it is just too much of a lottery for me. So, yeah, once we've got Breuer and Chimiti back, I would strongly consider changing things up a little bit, but at the moment, it's Dom for me.
I get your idea, but if we start Beto and then get him used to the system, we could even look to make a profit on him at the end of the season. But the minute he's just dead weight, and he's only going to decrease in value.
No, I see what you mean, and it depends on how you view Beto, doesn't it? I think personally, I don't see him adapting to it, especially he's had a pre-season with the manager, and that was the one way in it was he can have a pre-season, we can see what he's about, we can see if he adapts. To me, it doesn't look like he has, and in terms of turning a profit on him, I think he'd have to do very well for us to get a profit on him. I still think we could sell him to an Italian club in the summer, because he's got goals over there, he's proved himself in that league. I think you're selling him at a loss regardless. I agree with you. That's why I said I probably would have sold him this summer, so you know then. So you're getting as much back as you could. No, I understand circumstances, but...
Well, there was obviously the issue this summer was Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin, we didn't know whether he was going or staying, and therefore, obviously, Chimiti got injured as well. So there was no way we could have sold him, even though there was interest. I think, simply put, at the moment, I know, listen, can Calvert-Lewin do better in front of goal? Yes. My issue with Dom isn't the level of quality of him. It's his commitment. And he's didn't have a very good game at the weekend, but I thought he did well at Leicester, and he was very good against Bournemouth and Villa. But he obviously is going to go. I think I think that just looks like he's about to, he's definitely going to get off. That's how it feels anyway. And so I get your point of developing players who want to stay. The problem is you've got a manager that needs results, so he's not there to develop players. He's very short term. Why wouldn't he be? He knows he's one game away from... Which, mate, sorry?
Well, do you think Dom's the man to give us the results?
He's one of our top scorers, isn't he, already? This season with 2 goals, so...
I know, it's just frustrating, because I know, obviously, we look for this physical striker, but I don't know if the sort of game's moved on, and we don't really... I know you've got Haaland, but look at the quality he's got around him. Yeah. I don't think we should be looking for that type of build anymore, if I'm honest. Yeah. We don't have the pace down the side to lump it.
And Ben, we probably would move away from that, mate, as we go forward, to be honest with you, but... This, without, again, this isn't having a go with Sean Dyche. This manager, it's the way he plays is with that sort of target man type striker. So while Sean Dyche is in charge, I don't expect him to go away from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I listen, we could get Graham Potter in and he still might go with Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he might be like, he's the best one at the club. But I think moving forward, I think you're right, there is a change in terms of what a front man looks like in the Premier League. Dom, if you give him the right kind of service, can really be a handful for a lot of teams, and some of that's on Everton. But there are other strikers, obviously, and again, he's out of contract anyway. I think he'll move on no matter what. So I just think right now, while he hasn't got the option of Breuer and he hasn't got the option of Chimiti, I think he only sees Beto as sort of like an impact sub. That's sort of how he looks at him. So just right now, I don't see that changing until the other two maybe come back and give the manager a headache. But then if Dom's scoring, Ben, he'll play, won't he?
Yeah, just to clear up, I'm no big fan of Beto, by the way. It's just just trying to sort of get the best of two, about.
Yeah. No, well, I think you'll know that in the summer. I wanted Everton to give Calvert-Lewin a deadline to sign, which for me would have been the 31st of July. I wouldn't have let it drag on into August because I don't think he started the season particularly well. And you're trying to freshen it all up for everybody. But I do think the window shut on the Friday. The next day against Bournemouth, he had a really good game and he scored. Yeah. So for now, he's Everton's player till January, and I guess that's how the manager should look at it and is looking at it.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I certainly see your argument, though, Ben. I just think at the moment, personally, I just think the circumstances don't quite allow for it. I think once Chimiti's back, if Dom's not in brilliant form, I wouldn't have an issue with, committing to Chimiti for a period and seeing what he's about once he's got his fitness and his sharpness up. I just think at the moment, me personally, again, I'd be getting rid of Beto in the summer anyway, so it's another one who's not a long-term player.
I think Everton will move him on. I think he was almost
at the moment. Then it's a choice between two strikers who are most likely going to be gone.
Well, he was almost a no-brainer, wasn't he? We had very little money. We had a huge worry over Calvert-Lewin sort of last summer, not the one just gone because of the injuries, whether he was coming back, and Everton got offered the deal with very little money of a physical striker who'd scored double figures in Serie A 2 years on the run. It hasn't worked. Not for the want of trying. I think the lad really wants to do well. And that's just where we are right now.
Yeah, it is. He was worth taking a punt on, weren't he? Because, he was a striker who was getting goals who we could get on terms that favoured us. It's unfortunately just not worked. But yeah, you have some of them sometimes, don't you? And you just try and cut your losses. And like Ben's saying, the better he does, the more we could potentially get for him. But I still think there will be interests in him from Italy regardless, because he's got a decent goal record over there, hasn't he?
Nice one, Ben.
Sorry, just one last
thing.
Go
on, mate. Sorry, I thought, go on, yeah.
Sorry, if you had the choice and you're the manager, are you starting Roman Dixon or James Garner at right back?
I'll be honest, I'd go for Dixon, personally. Simply because of the pace element. Yeah. Now, Gordon, if you talk about Saturday, then obviously Anthony Gordon's going to play through the middle, isn't he? Because there's no Isaac, that's what they've done. But they've had Harvey Barnes out there, who's a clever player as well. So I think the manager probably would go for Young or Garner. But I'd like to see Dixon given a go. But I'd also, me personally, would go all in on Patterson for 8 to 10 games. Because I think he's at the stage where we need to make a decision on him. We literally need to see him have a run of games and then go, he's going to be good enough or he's not.
Yeah, I think for the weekend, especially with it being Barnes on the right and especially on the right-hand side, his game varies. He can come inside, he can stay wide. James Garner struggled with the positioning at right back, especially when knowing to go out to that winger and try and close them down and close down that space. So I think Roman Dixon, although obviously he's not got his experience as such, he knows that position because that's the position he's been playing almost exclusively. But it will be Ashley Young, which, to be honest, I don't have that much of a problem with because he's done all right. Yeah, he's not been bad, has he?
No. But I would like Dixon to be. I'd like Patterson and Dixon to fight it out for the right back spot, if I'm perfectly honest, and see whether we've got something. Yeah.
So. Just to finish off, lads, are you ready for the stadium to be named the Steak Stadium?
Ready for which? Sorry, you
Steak Stadium.
You ready for the stadium to be called Steak? Yeah. No one else will be Steak Stadium.
No, the Freakins it'll be the Toyota Gulf Arena or something.
Mad. Yeah. All right. Nice one, lads. Love what you're doing.
Ben.
All right.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra, Ben. Good call from Ben. Yeah. Although he was live from the Bayou. There was some frog. There was some frog issues on the line
in the background.
There was some frog issues on the line.
I like it though. It's a good conversation, the Calvert-Lewin one, isn't it? Because it's all logic would really point to not playing him, but the circumstances at the moment just don't favour that, do they?
He's our top scorer. I don't see how we can't not play him. Didn't play well.
If Chimity was available, would you have gave Dom less game time this season?
But I would have done that from the first minute. He wouldn't have played in the first 2 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he wouldn't commit it.
That's what I'm saying. But say Chimity had played those games and done well. Dom might have been out for longer and wouldn't be our top scorer.
Yeah. But he's our playing out till January. You have to look at it like that.
No, so you react to what's happening, don't you? Not what should be happening. That's what I'm saying. But I do think it is going to be interesting once we've got Breuer and Chimity available.
Well, Dom might step up, mightn't he? He's got to,
hasn't he? We'll see.
Carla said, where was Ben calling from? By a load of speakers. I was on the Bayou. David O'Hara, as a YouTube member, says, hello from Laytown in Ireland. Hello, David. Hope you are well. Simon Davies, I don't know whether he's the former Everton winger, but he's a Premier member, which is good. Says, watched you on the overlap the other day. Thank you very much, mate. Said, Carragher, Scholes and the Redmen TV girl jumping all over the City fan, calling them cheats because they broke the rules. Why don't they ever discuss whether the rules are flawed? And how can anyone realistically challenge United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea with the current rules in place? What do you think about the rules, Jack? Briefly.
The rules are flawed, and I don't think it's necessarily because they're stopping City. I think, if anything, they're probably benefiting modern day Man City because they're in the establishment now. But the rules need to change regardless of what happens in the Man City case. You can't have teams breaking them every year. It's very case by case. Leicester broke it and got away on a technicality. Man City, I'm sure, at the moment are exploring every technicality, every loophole to get around it. Chelsea, Everton been given different punishments to what Forest were given. Chelsea selling hotels to themselves to get around it. Take all the shadiness out of it. Make the rules simpler. Make them more concrete. Less loopholes. So no one has to be messing around to try and find
Steven it all up. Put the wage cap in or spend cap or something and try to level it up a little bit, because the 6 who were already biggest in revenue have already got a run on everybody else.
Yeah, they're already making more profit.
Everyone would benefit if it was a little bit more of a level playing field. Scando says, any concerns about the footage of pools of rainwater in the stadium akin to Old Trafford? None whatsoever. The stadium isn't finished. The drainage system isn't finished.
Ped covered this earlier on live, didn't he? The drainage system hasn't been fully put into place yet, which is why obviously there was a leak that's going to be addressed in the next couple of weeks. It's
nothing to worry about.
It's an unfinished building, isn't it?
It's nothing to worry about. And Dick L's in the comments. Hasn't been in for a while.
I know, I was worried about him.
How's it going, lads? Sorry, been away for a while. Problems at home. I hope things are okay, Dick.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay at home, but please never apologise. No. Ever. I don't have to apologise.
Maybe apologise for this comment, though.
Oh, go on.
Tyler Onyango. Are we giving up on this lad? I thought he had potential a few years ago. Well, he did have potential, and he keeps getting injured, but he's gone off to Stockport County. I think they're playing him at right back. He's played a few games at right back for them. I'll just see the last game. They won 2-0 yesterday. Did Tyler play? Because he has been playing. No, he wasn't in the squad. I think he might have got injured on Saturday because Callum Connolly, who used to play for Everton, came on for Tyler on Saturday. He went off and he's not in the squad last night, so he may well have got injured at the weekend. But they have been playing him at right back. I think he's done all right. And obviously Morgan Feeney was playing for Shrewsbury against Connolly last night, the Everton derby.
He's just not graduated past that level on Yango, has he, with his injuries, and he's just not been able to maintain that form.
No. It's all about making him a footballer. That's the real thing. But the academy's there to make footballers, and if you can make ones for your club, for the Premier League club, then it's great. Otherwise, it's making footballers and you get money, or you give these lads the option. Ben says, I'm on my way home from work. Sorry, lad, that's nice. But it's not an issue. It just sounded like you were on the Bayou. It's fine. Dan says, any chance we could play 2 up top?
Would you drop out for that, though, or do you push NJ up further and have him buzzing around the striker?
You'd have
but
to
then
almost
you lose
play
McNeil in the 10, don't you?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or 3-5-2. You'd have to play. It's in a 3-5-2. Dwight could still play at the.
You could drop in, couldn't you?
2 6s.
Yeah.
And Dwight. And then you got 2 wing backs, then you got 2 strikers. But you'd have to change.
Possibly.
You'd have to change what you're doing, and Dykes doesn't really do that, does he?
Because one of them strikers, if it is NJ, could peel off wide at points as well and give you different options.
Sprite McNeil is our top scorer, to be fair. He got 2 at the weekend, of course, which overtook Dom. He's got 3. He's actually got 4 in all competitions. If you're giving him that Irabun goal against Doncaster, that brushed off his laces. But he has got 4 in all competitions. Dom's got 2, of course. Matt Gibson says, when you have a manager who all the world knows is not here much longer, there's not going to be any decisions that are aimed at developing a player and growing him into a role, especially from this fella. And I think it's dangerous, and another reason he should go soon after the ownership is sorted. Well, maybe. We'll see. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Timothy says, a question on season ticket allocation for Bramley Moor. Any idea how this is planned to be rolled out? Do you recall how Spurs allowed fans to choose their own seats, or was it like for like? I don't know what Spurs did. I think they just tried to go with it. It was a like for like, and they give them the best. I don't think Everton are going to do that. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I don't know how. I think they're doing it in January, mate, so I don't know how it's going to play out right now. Try and find out for you. Dick L says, the RS at work today, all talking about Jared Branthwaite joining the Copites. To be honest, I don't hate this idea. I've accepted that Jared and Snake Mountain is actually a decent place for the lad to play. I'd also be interested in a swap deal, possibly cash, plus Harvey Elliott or Connor Bradley. What do you think?
I do hate the idea of him going to Liverpool, to be honest. No, I couldn't get behind it.
No.
Even if it meant selling him for a little bit less to Man United or whoever, the idea of him going to Liverpool.
He's not going to Liverpool. It's not happening.
Fan.
It's not happening.
Allegedly.
Is he?
Allegedly. So I've heard.
Who said this?
I heard it a couple of years ago.
They always, they claim everybody.
Not from a Liverpool fan,
Trent's
no.
an Evertonian.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. But he's not going to Liverpool. I or Al says, I think Beto's never been given a proper chance. Substituting him after 60 minutes in the League Cup was crazy. Beto's a different type of player to Dom, and we don't play to his strengths. Yeah, I mean, there's definite, there's some valid points in there. I think he's been given a proper chance by the manager? No. But then he sees him every day. And if he just thinks Dom's... But last year for me was the issue with Dyche, when Dom went 5 months without scoring and Beto wasn't getting in. It was poor management from Dyche. Really, really poor.
Still needs to show something in the opportunities he's done. I understand it's not ideal circumstances, but there still needs to be moments and flashes, doesn't there?
Like everyone. Everyone who gets their opportunity has got to go and do something with it. Brian Garside says the current top 6 are the deep state of English football.
Deep state. I feel like that's a different type of conversation. That's around the tower type of conversation.
Maybe. Ned, have we got Mick, did you say? Mike in the comment. Mike in the comments. Mike on the line. Mike, what do you want to say, mate?
All right, lads, you all right?
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Not bad.
After all your positivity a couple of weeks ago, are you still not feeling embarrassed?
About which, mate?
How about being positive?
Oh. If we can't be positive this week when we've won, Mike.
Well, it's no, mate. No, we had this conversation last time. Right, okay, we've won a game. We've been
4
bought.
points out the last 6.
Well, allegedly, we've been bought. So, obviously we're going down, aren't we?
Oh, Mike, you're not in one of them moods, are you, mate? Come on.
Nah, I'm only playing with you, mate. I'm really happy. I am. Yeah, good then. No, it's absolutely fantastic, mate. I don't know where to start. Big ships on the horizon.
Yeah. Are you happy with the takeover stuff, Mike?
I am, mate.
That it might be finally coming to a conclusion.
mate, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like, please don't say, it's like your child. You never say to your child, oh, I'm going to do this, if it's not going to happen. We're all big kids. We're all big kids. Yeah, correct. You know, at the end of the day, please don't bloody tell me it's going to happen if it's not going to happen. You're just going to piss me off.
Yeah. I get you. That's a very good analogy. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But it looks like, I mean, all the noise from everywhere on this one looks like it's 99.9% certain to happen. Obviously,
I actually have a bit of inside knowledge on certain companies, and yes, go on then. Yeah, it seems very close.
It does, doesn't it?
Which is good.
It's good. It's good because it means we can relax a little bit about the football club, can't we? And then we can start holding people accountable then. Because what it does do, I think, is it removes the excuses.
Literally means hopefully we can get rid of my friend, who I love very much and would never say a terrible word about him. And hopefully in January we can have a bit of money to go and dip into somewhere.
What would if there was some money available in January, what would be your sort of priority position?
I'll ask you in December, mate.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, go on then. You look like all these bloody things, and we said this months ago. Years ago. It's like you look at it and you go, Boniface, we could have got him. We could have got, and you look and just think, bloody hell, he was a hard recruitment team. Do you reckon they're sticking it on Reed? They're just sticking random like emails and going, yeah, mate, can you play a front?
Gary Goals,
like a job application.
Yeah.
He doesn't randomly send it out to me. Oh, we've heard that you scored 2 goals Sunday League last year at under 11s. Would you like to play a front for Everton? Yeah, go on. Yeah, bloody hell.
Who knows, mate? Who knows what it is? But listen, once, like I said, if the freakins do get in, and then I think people will then be accountable. There's no more. Oh, well, woe is me, this job's so difficult, blah, 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 blah. Someone will be accountable and they'll have to start delivering.
Same as you, mate. When Mashiri took over, I thought, fucking get it. Finally, get rid of Ken Rice. Get rid of Ken Rice and I'm not apologising to anybody who's on his fence. He destroyed our club. I don't care what anybody says. But you look at it and you go, oh my God, yeah, that's amazing. And you look and you think, how can you be a millionaire? How can you be a billionaire? Jesus Christ, you don't know your arse from your elbow. This guy actually looks like he knows what he's doing, which I'm sure if you ask Mr. Blaine, will tell you is just as bloody dangerous. But he does actually kind of look like he knows what he's doing. And I can't remember who did that. I did look it up the other day after watching the show. But their CV looks amazing. Can we have it, please?
Oh yeah. See, it will be interesting whether they look at it as a genuine.
No, it's a good point Mike's making though, because Mashiri essentially made his money by being mates with Usmanov, who had a lot of money, whereas these are very much self-made, aren't they? Built businesses. So there is a difference, isn't there, between knowing the right people and being the right people?
Absolutely, and it's what Mashiri only ever sort of. He just thought throwing money at the people who were already running it, because he let Bill Kenwright get in his ear, was the way to make Everton good, instead of actually clearing things out.
Honest to God, right, from a business sense, you look at the players that we bought, and we went and spent stupid money on pensioners, and we're still doing the same thing.
If you go and look now at the team Everton had when Mashiri took over, it's almost impossible for that team not to get in the top 4. The quality of it, with money, I mean, not with just that team.
I bought a 2017-2018 top the other day, just so I could reminisce. Honest to God, it was like, Come on then. You know, it's really bad when we're all going, come on, Moisey, come back.
Well, we had good times, remember?
Yeah, great times.
Now, listen, you'd hope that these have got a plan for Everton. I'm sure they have. And it's a case of what you've got is Dan Freakin himself is what's worth 6 billion or 5.8 billion. The Freakin group, a separate thing from that, are worth 11.9 billion.
You know what, mate? Baz, here's the problem, mate. I don't care if he's worth 50 fucking pence.
I do.
I don't care if he's worth 50p, mate. If he actually knows what he's doing,
of course, yeah,
it's a different thing, isn't it?
No,
Do you know
of course,
what I mean?
but you also need that behind you.
Everybody that we seem to get is just like, you know, come on, really? You haven't got a clue what you're doing, mate. At least, right, Roma. Everybody's going on about Roma. I'm not being funny. They haven't done too bad, have they?
No.
One of European trophies.
I'll take that.
Absolutely. Two finals on the run.
Yeah, I'll
Definitely.
take that.
Absolutely. But let's hope we can get a result Saturday, mate. It'll just keep it going, won't it, for the international break?
I really hope he's gone by the international break. I hope it's all done and he's gone.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about results, isn't it? If Everton get beat Saturday, it's crisis again, isn't it? We'd have lost 3 of the first 4 home games. We'll have won 1 game out of 7, 6 wins since the middle of December. It's all back.
Barry, how much do you pay for your season ticket, mate?
700 and whatever.
Right, okay, so how much does it actually cost you to get to the game by the time you've had something to eat, you've done this, you've done that?
I pay for my lad as well, don't I? So
there you go. So $2 grand.
It cost me a lot of money.
Let's just say $2 grand. Yeah. So $2 grand.
Season,
I'm not being funny, right? Lucky I don't go to match anymore. I'd have ran on and beat him up myself. It's absolutely shocking what is going on, and our standards are just so low. It's unreal. Come on, we're better than that, mate.
No, we are better than that, obviously. But let's hope. Listen, we are where we are, aren't we? We can't change what's gone on. All we can do now is look and go, right, we're trying to get to that next bit of A, everything's stable. B,
Dad, can I have a PlayStation 6 for Christmas, please? That's where we've got to. We've literally got to that. Oh, go ahead then, Dad, can I have that? Well, if I can't have that, can I just have £35 so I can buy a pack? Hopefully I might get a good player.
Well, yeah, but again, we're in the middle of being taken over, aren't we? And I know, listen, we need to see what they're going to do when they come. And it's easy to sit here and go, it's going to be great now, because it might not.
Fly over Bramley Moor with two P90s and a Spitfire, and then I might be impressed.
Okay. But listen, who's to say that won't happen? No one can say that won't happen right now.
What's the thing about Toyota anyway? At the end of the day, mate, I don't care who comes and sponsors our ground.
Yeah. Well, they own Toyota Gulf, don't they, the Freakins, which is the biggest thing in the US.
Mate, I'm not being funny. The people that don't like Toyotas are the people that have got no money.
If they come and pay 300 million for naming rights over 10 years, we'll all be bouncing as well, won't we? So
thank you.
That's exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just
can we have Ireland? Can we have Ireland? You can't afford them. Yeah, we can. Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
Just having a plan, like you said before, will be the first step, though. That's the biggest thing, isn't it?
Oh, that'd be amazing, mate. Honestly, absolutely amazing. Could you imagine, like, actually, like, next season, looking at a brand new ground and a team and a manager that's competent?
Could you imagine, honestly?
Oh my God. Listen, where do I buy that? How much do I have to pay?
You have to pay with time.
Take me to your dealer. Take me to your dealer, mate. Go on then.
Chunk of that Toyota money.
Go on then.
Only time can tell, mate. Only time can tell.
It could be. But, you know, never mind. We'll all keep dreaming.
Well, that's it. Because you've got to have your dreams, mate. Without your dreams, you've got nothing.
Yeah, without your dreams, you're Everton supporter. Yeah, go on.
Thanks for keeping it upbeat, Mike.
Nah, you're all right, mate. Yeah, you have a good night.
And you, mate.
Take care. And I hear you mentioned the snails again the other day, Jack.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of animal talk the other day.
You need to stop doing that, mate. I've told you. Mate, they're very slow, but they will get to you.
No, well, it's the dolphins you need to be watching out for now, apparently. There's rumours they've got suits on now and they're putting like a little dolphin mafia style thing together, but listen,
Flipper.
That's neither here nor there. You didn't hear it from me.
More of that on Round the Tower tomorrow.
And grenades, mate. Always take a dolphin out.
We'll take a dolphin out apparently. Not when it's Mr. Flipper.
No, it's not Mr. Flipper.
Round the Tower tomorrow for more of that. Nice one, Mike. Have a good night, mate.
Take care.
You too, mate.
Take it easy. Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra. Rob Vanman, who's a YouTube member, says Deitch can't keep his job, needs to go. Okay. Just seeing Robert says brilliant talk. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Robert. Mark says where's Stanley Mills these days? He's just recovering, isn't he? He had a bad knee injury while on loan at Oxford. I think he's just getting back to his rehab, getting that sorted. Ben asked a question. It's a tricky one. Ashley Williams at centre-back for a year or Schenk Tosun as your main striker for a year?
Oh, crikey. Tosun.
I'm going Schenk. The hair factor's a value.
Yeah.
Is a good novelty value.
He weren't the worst finisher.
No, he's got to create.
On his day.
You'd have to create chances for him.
Yeah, whereas I just think Williams, you're resigned to conceding at least twice every game.
My problem with Williams wasn't that he wasn't a good defender, and he did sort of, it was diminishing returns, but it was the no accountability whatsoever, putting his shirt over his head and all of that. I just couldn't have that for a second.
See, I don't think he was particularly good either, especially his second season.
First season he was all right.
He was okay.
Season, it wasn't great.
And yeah, just not a nice fella to have around, but brought the atmosphere down a little bit, I thought. Not just him, but he was certainly part of it.
And Jonathan says, rumours today that Deitch will be backed in January. Can you honestly see this as he's out of contract in the summer? The club will spend money in or bring some players in January, regardless. It shouldn't be about the manager. The Roma director of football's been speaking today, and they've currently got no manager or CEO. And he's talking, or have they got Ivan Djuric, have they? Not Roma, sorry. They got Ivan Djuric. They got no CEO at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on. He was just like, we don't look at managers. Managers are almost like managers are a not important deal. We'll just get rid of them. But it's about building a team that they have to coach.
A manager should just be another cog in the machine at the end of the day, shouldn't he?
Yeah. So the club may well go and get players. If Sean Dyche is the Everton manager in January, he'll benefit. If it's a different manager, he'll benefit. Should be on the director of football going, we're building this type of squad with these type of players, and then we'll get a coach to coach those players. If Dyche is in place, then it's up to him to coach them. And Ben says, I think Dyche needs to dress as the toffee lady to win us over.
Oh, no, that would give me nightmares.
Scary, that one.
I know him in a little blue dress. No, thank you.
Fair play. Fair play. Each to their own, innit? Each to their own.
No, thank you.
But there you go, yeah. Danny Ellis says last week's Round the Tower was the best non-Ned episode ever.
I see, we've had a couple of strong ones.
We've had a couple of strong ones.
And look, Ned, are you on tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's going to be nice to have Ned back, I think, especially now he's had a couple of weeks to gather his questions, but we've put a couple of strong ones
I don't need
together.
to gather questions. I'm always asking questions in my head to myself, so I'll just ask 3.
Yeah, I mean, I might duck that one out tomorrow, I think.
No.
We've had a couple of strong performances. The chicken at 1 o'clock was incredible.
Mr.
Flipper last week. You know, tigers in tuxedos. That was
we have had monkey brain.
The monkey. We've had the last 2 weeks. We've had a good laugh, haven't we? Really good and strong. Ned's got a lot to live up to if he's back on the couch tomorrow. A lot to live up to. Han says, Baz is right. We must wait and see what Freaking Group will do when the takeover is completed. But thank heavens, Mashiri has found a decent buyer after all. At last, even. Yeah.
My favourite thing about that comment, sorry by the way.
Okay, Ned, sorry.
Is that he said it's the best Round the Tower episode, but it's the best non-episode. As if
best non-Ned.
Best non-Ned episode.
Say that 3 times fast.
As if any episode would ever live up to anything, an episode which Ned is on.
I actually think what he means is the stuff you come out with is so outrageous. It could never be free to air.
Really, really good questions.
That as well.
It's controversial.
It's the controversy of it, which is why it'll never be free to air. Because we just couldn't do that. Mike White, the final question of the night: has Lindstrom lost the manager's trust after Crystal Palace showing?
I think Harrison's back in the team for the weekend, certainly, but I don't think we've seen the last of Lindstrom yet, and I hope not as well, because he was disappointing at Palace on the pitch and his body language, but I think he is a player who's got something to give, so I certainly hope not.
No, I'm with you. Brian Ball wants to force him for Round the Tower, wants all of us on it. You have to see, Brian. You will have to see. Right, we're going. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you all later. Bye.